Hello, my name is Richard Matthews, and in this video I'm going to show you how to take your office or RV miniature video production studio from looking like this and sounding like this to looking and sounding like this. Now, what we were just looking at was actually the FaceTime camera on my Apple laptop and the internal microphone, and you were looking at the bedroom in my RV. I travel full-time in an RV with my wife and my kids. You may hear them in the background a little bit as I'm recording this video, but this is the office space that I have to work with. And the little intro you saw for this video is what it looks like before I added and created this little miniature studio. Now, when you're doing video production, like I do podcasts and I do video calls with my clients and everything like that, I need to have a professional space to do that. So if you have a small office like I do, or a mobile office like I do, this video hopefully will be really helpful for you. So first things first, step one, I did my hair and put on a nice shirt, right? So, you know, dressing and looking nice on your videos, I think is helpful. It makes for a better picture and better quality. The other thing that I want to show you though is I want to show you all the little bits and bobs that made it look like this and sound like this, so you can do the same thing in your office space or your studio if you would like. So what I'm going to do is I've actually hooked up my my iPhone as a secondary camera for this video, and I'll be flipping back and forth between those things. I'm going to give you a little tour of the things that are making this video look this way. So join me here on my iPhone. You can see right up here, this is the laptop that I recorded the first part of that video on. Internal microphone and the FaceTime camera that's built in, and it doesn't look very good, it doesn't sound very good, and nothing like what the camera that I'm currently using sounds like. And I've got limited desk space. As you can see, I've got a bunch of cables on here right now, you know, my little phone charging pad and all that kind of stuff. But it's only about 13 inches deep, which means I don't have room for tripods. I don't really have room for microphones or any of those things to be taking up all of my desk. I can't like desk mount anything. So I have limited space for my desk because I'm in a very small mobile office. So all of the things that I'm going to show you are designed, in this case, for having a small mobile office. You could, of course, go with larger and more complicated things if you have more space and more permanent structures, but I don't. So it's all designed to fit in a space like this, and everything fits into a little drawer I have full of my desk things. So everything I'm going to show you here, when I'm done with it, I can pull off of my desk and stick in a tiny little drawer. And I do mean all of it. Everything fits in this little drawer in a little box. So if that's important to you, hopefully that will be useful. So first up, I have the camera that I'm using. This is a Sony a6500, which is a very nice camera. It's got inbuilt body image stabilization, all sorts of other wonderful things. I'm using a 20mm pancake lens that I purchased for that camera. I've tried doing this with a 30mm lens, but the 20mm lens looks pretty good, and you saw the picture for that. So that's the a6500. Love that love using it as a camera, but as a webcam, it's actually really, really nice. And the way that I'm turning it into a webcam is I'm using the HDMI output cable here. And in the settings on the camera, you just flip it to HDMI no information display. So you just get a clean picture feed out of it. And that runs down over here to an Elgato Cam Link. And an Elgato Cam Link, what that does is it turns the HDMI feed into a USB 3 webcam feed that you can use with ScreenFlow or Camtasia or OBS Studio or Wirecast or anything that you're using to create videos or do your online live presentations. So very nice little box there. I'll put all the links for these in the description for this video. Elgato Cam Link 4K. Nice little thing to turn my very nice portrait camera that I use for my kids and everything into a webcam for my business video production. So that's the camera side of things. You'll notice the other thing that I've got plugged into there is I've got a microphone. And the microphone is just a little lavalier mic. This is a giant Squid lavalier mic, and that's running down all the way here to my shirt. There you go. You can see the little tiny lavalier mic. The reason I like the giant Squid lavalier mic is because you can plug it right into your camera, so you can get a little adapter for it, plug it into your phone or to your computer, and it has discrete power, which meaning there's no power cables or anything else that go with it, no big blocky things. It's just this little wire. That's all there is to it. It's nice and long. Love that microphone, and as you can hear, it sounds pretty dang good. So that's the whole camera and sound setup. Next is we have the lights. So this light here is, I'm going to cover it so you can see a little better, is a Falcon Eyes LED panel light. And the thing that I like about it is that it's thin, right? And because it's an edge light, so all the light is running into and coming out of the diffusion material, which means that the whole light has basically, that's it. It's a real thin light. There's no soft boxes. I don't have to add a soft box to it to get it to work. So it's only a couple of inches worth of space in my mobile office, and it's just mounted with a little ceiling mount. That's a Neewer ceiling mount, light stand mount that I got from Amazon, and that's it. It just mounts, and it's plugged in with the AC wire, and it'll also run on battery power. So super nice. A couple $100 for one of those, and I like the round shape. Gives you a nice round catch light in your eyes that you can see. The round catch lights I think are important because they it's the way that we naturally see each other when we're outside. The sun gives you a nice round catch light. Most other light sources that are false light sources are square, and they give you a square catch light, which looks a little odd. Only photographers would really notice that, but I do like that this light here is a round light. I also like that I can adjust the color temperature on it, so I can make it warmer or cooler based on whether or not I've got sunlight coming through my blinds. And I can adjust the brightness. Currently I think it's set at like 30% power to light up my face. So that's the first light. That's called a key light. So I'm using actually a 3-point lighting setup in here. So that's the first one, the main light that's lighting up the right side of my face. And then the shadows come the second part of the key light. This is a Lume Cube. So Lume Cubes I think are about $100 online. It's a little tiny box of a light, about an inch and a half by an inch and a half by an inch and a half. And on it I have I have some warming gels to match the light output from over here, and a little diffusing bulb to make the light output a little not as harsh. And that's lighting up the shadows on the left side of my face. So you can see the shadows over here coming through, and the main light putting the light on this side of my face. So that is the second light in a 3-light setup there. Now the third light is technically a ceiling light. This is called it's called your rim lighting generally. This is not an ideal rim light. That the light that I have on my ceiling is just the light that's here in the RV. It is not color temperature matched, which is unfortunate, and it is also not dimmable. It's a little too bright. So if I was going to improve something on this setup, I would make the light that's above my head a little bit dimmer or dimmable, and let me color match the temperature, and I think that would be ideal. But that's what I have in the RV, so that's what I'm using. You can get away with it. Still looks pretty good. So that gives me a 3-light setup that the entire set of lights fits in a little box in my desk drawer, which I think is super cool. Now, a couple other things here. How it's all mounted. This is just a little flexible light pole and the Lume Cube's ball head on there. I've got a couple of the Neewer light stand mounts that are mounting all 3 of those things to the overhead cabinet, so they're not taking up any space on my desk. And then the little tripod that I have here, actually I pulled out of a GoPro tripod, and I pulled the legs off of it so I could just use the centerpiece of it. And I got a little $7 thing from Amazon that turns the hot shoe into a tripod mount on my camera, so I can mount it from the ceiling, which is very, very nice. So that's everything that's in the front that makes up my light studio that you're seeing. Now, the last part is the backdrop. So this backdrop is a Katie backdrop, and it is a cloth backdrop. I particularly like the cloth backdrop because the cloth backdrop is fold up. I can fold it up. It doesn't crease. It doesn't have wrinkles all in it. It's very nice that way. If you have a permanent studio, you don't have to spend as much money on the backdrop as I did. These ones are more expensive because they're cloth. You can get paper and you can get vinyl as well, but those ones don't fold up in an RV. And then it's just mounted to the ceiling with some S-clips and little PVC pipe. So S-clips on each side, PVC pipe, and that whole thing can fold down and fit in my drawer with the backdrops. So that is my little miniature RV studio that I have built for myself so I can do video production. And like I said, I'm doing podcasts, I'm doing videos like educational how-to videos. I do coaching calls with my clients. I do strategy session calls where I get on the phone with people, and having a nice professional atmosphere for those videos I think is a big win for my business. And I'm really excited to use this lighting setup and this audio setup to create more content. So if you have any questions about things that you might want to put together for your studio, whether that's in a nice big office or a little office like, if you have a small office space, office, or if you've got a mobile office, if you have questions about what might be a good fit for your office, let me know in the comments below this video, and I'd be happy to see if I could point you in the right direction. Have a great day.